The next one that I wanted to bring up, we'll stay on me with this one, is from A Link to the Past as well. And once again, it's another one of these well-known Easter eggs. It's the Chris Houlihan room. So in the English version of the game, there's a secret room that was added by the developers as a fail-safe type of room. So if the coding of the game didn't know where to put you next, so say if you fell down a hole, or say if you went into another area and something happened that confused the programming or the coding, it would throw you into this room. There's a bunch of different ways to get in there right now. You can look them up online, but you kind of have to cheese some stuff. But essentially, when you find yourself in this room, it's filled with rupees, and there's also a telepathic tile. So if you go and you interact with the telepathic tile, it says, and this is a quote from the game, "My name is Chris Houlihan. This is my top secret room. Keep it between us, okay?" So very, very strange in comparison to the rest of the context of A Link to the Past. You're not going to run into a character named, Chris Houlihan. So what the hell is happening here? So apparently Chris Houlihan was a winner of a competition in Nintendo Power magazine. The competition stated that if you were a Final Fantasy player, we want you to take a picture of this super rare character called Warmech if you come across that boss or character. If you do that, snap a pic of him, send it to us by October 15th, and you get the chance to have your name appear in a video game. Now, they didn't say what video game it was going to be at the time, but it turned out that it was A Link to the Past. So the strange thing about the Chris Houlihan room is that Chris Houlihan has never come forward, has never been identified, and there was never any follow-ups in Nintendo Power magazine about the competition after they initially announced it. So very, very strange. So when I was looking into it further, I came across this video from a YouTuber called GTV Japan. Shout out to them. The video that they have in the Chris Houlihan story, it's incredible. But one of the aspects that I wanted to bring up about it was a little bit of a, not conspiracy theory, but almost conspiracy theory, or the logic behind what the hell actually happened here with the Chris Houlihan thing. Their belief is that Chris Houlihan never existed. Now, let me lay out some logic here. And this is all brought up in GTV Japan's video, and I do agree with all of the points that they had to make. So while there was millions of NES owners at the time, you need to remember that it was only limited to, you have to bring the numbers down essentially, because you have to limit it to just the people who were subscribed to Nintendo Power magazine, right? So that brings down the pool of people. At the time of the competition as well, Final Fantasy was such a new title that GTV Japan feels that a lot of folks and kids would actually wait until Christmas. I believe the Nintendo Power magazine might have been September when they announced the competition, and people only had until October. But they reckon that a lot of people wouldn't have had a copy of the game anyway, right? Alongside this, not only is Final Fantasy like a tough game, but there's only a 1 in 64 chance of encountering Warmech in the area in which you find them, in Tiamat's inner sanctum. And after you defeat Tiamat, you can't go back there either. So the chances of actually encountering them are super, super slim. Okay, so all that's been said, we've narrowed down the population pool of people who would be involved via the Nintendo subscriptions, the owners of the game, and the actual in-game coding to say that there's only a 1 in 64 chance that you're going to run into this character. But then one of the real kickers too is, throughout the years of Nintendo Power competitions, there's usually a follow-up, or names are mentioned of the people who have won the competitions. There's even photographs and quotes from the winners. Like, that never happened with Chris Houlihan. Never any follow-up, nothing. It was just thin air, gone. And then all of a sudden you just see this name appear in A Link to the Past, and people kind of had to put 2 and 2 together. So a lot of people feel that, based on all of these facts, that Chris Houlihan probably never ever existed, and there was probably no winner of that competition essentially. So they just put that person's name, a random name, in the game, and kind of just swept it under the carpet and moved along with their lives.
I knew about of course, that Easter egg, but I didn't know all this.
I literally
didn't
thought
exist. I'm shocked.
the way you started that sentence, I was fully convinced. I don't know why, the paranoia in me. I thought you were going to say, I know Chris Houlihan. I don't know why.
I
I went to school
he
with him,
lives next
dude.
door.